Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Finding Data Friends. We are very honored to have another guest with us today. Ioana, thanks for joining us. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, thanks for having me. My name is Ioana. I'm a data consultant working with Amesto Norway. So I'm based in Norway. Originally, I'm from Romania, if anyone's wondering about my name. I came to Norway 10 years ago to study. It was supposed to be a 1 year program. It quickly turned into, staying for masters and then getting a job and getting married and having a bunch of kids and all of that. So this is my exchange and I never left. This is what I tell people.
Perfect.
Yeah. I've recently made my debut as a speaker at New Stars of Data. Um, quickly followed by Stockholm Data Saturday. So that was insane. The whole experience has been insane.
Wait,
It
were
all
you a New
started,
Stars of Data just this last one that was like the day before that SQL Saturday?
yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
that
it
is
was,
a quick turnaround.
It's called
straight in
timing,
the
Jess. It's called timing.
I see that.
it was all inspired actually by Oslo Data Saturday last fall, where I was there and I was watching Marta's session actually.
Mm,
And that was something that inspired me to, okay, I'm having so much stuff that I'm dealing with at work. And it would be great to just bring them out there because there's probably other people dealing with the same stuff, you know?
100%.
And that idea actually turned into my session for New Stars of Data and for Stockholm Data Saturday, which was great because it actually, made me meet other people that were actually dealing with the same stuff. So trying to automate stuff with PowerShell and yeah, and it's opened up to a new community, which is fantastic. Just
I
the other
love
day,
that.
I was working with Stepan from Czech Republic, who I met at Stockholm Data Saturday, and we were together trying to fix something that I've been working on for a long time. So it's great about all this collaboration that comes out of it. So
Totally. That's awesome. We have a similar story in the fact I went to the USA to do just to study, and I was supposed to stay there 4 years, and I stayed there 15 years. So I am back in England now, but same deal. Like I'll just go there for a bit, and then I didn't come back. So
oh, I love it.
very cool.
It's insane when my friends start talking about, the amazing time they had on the exchange and talk about all that. And they go like, so what was your exchange? And I'm like, this is it.
Yeah, I'm still doing it.
I'm still doing it. Exactly. 10 years later, and I never left.
Very cool. So one of the things we like to ask on the podcast, obviously, this is finding data friends. So do you have a favorite data thing that you want to share with us?
Oh, it's everything about data.
No, no, no. You can only pick one.
Okay. But, I just launched a new blog. So it's like my blog says, I love everything about data. But it's really hard to pick something. I
You
started
can't just pick
working.
data. You can't say your favorite data thing is data.
Okay. I have to pick something. It's availability. Like I feel like we're living in a time where data is so available and so accessible. And with all the tools we have, with AI and all the co-pilots and all the stuff, it's so amazing what you can do with it. And that's the stuff that I'm trying to bring to my clients, like give them the power to do whatever they want with their data and make it available for everyone. Yeah.
Maybe not whatever they want, because I've seen people doing very nasty things to data. I've seen data being abused.
Data
I've
Well,
seen
abuse.
data code of conducts being breached.
okay. I agree. We have to work as a community on ethics standards and data governance and all of that. But I have this vision where everyone can, build something awesome with the tools that we have and with the community that we have.
That's awesome. That's a good thing to pick. That we have most people pick like a tool, right? Like Power BI is a favorite. And
Yeah.
I think it's fun to choose something that's more like abstract almost. But you're right, availability
Oh.
of data is huge.
I've been working with developing solutions for like 9 years now. And I always had in mind, like, my mom. My mom, she's a business controller, and whenever I develop something, I'm wondering like, okay, how would she find this? Would she find it easy to work with? Would she be pleased with this, or would she like curse every day and be like, oh my god, this is so frustrating? And recently, with the AI and all the tools that are out there and the capabilities that we have to build cool stuff, um, I've started wondering also, not just thinking about my mom, but thinking like my kids, for instance, in 10 years, if they would look at a solution that I developed, will they think, this is pretty cool, like this is a pretty cool solution. That is what I'm thinking of. So yeah.
I love that. I just recently read a book, and I can't remember if I already mentioned it on here or not, but it was called Invisible Women, and it was about data and like the availability of data to be able to then build other things, right? And how there's this gap historically in data from like male subjects versus female subjects. So like increasing the amount of data that we have and the availability of it will start to hopefully close that gap and make it a more inclusive world, right, for everyone. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
definitely. I totally applaud that. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, new stars of data. Data Saturday Stockholm. Is this it, or is there more to come?
There is some more to come. Yeah. It's for me, it's the next step is Oslo Data Saturday, where it all began for me, if I think about it, So I'm doing a session at Oslo Data Saturday in September, which is amazing. It's like it's coming full circle for me.
That's awesome.
And this session I'm doing is actually with one of my managers, which again is really mind blowing if you think about it. Like I've told this to a couple of people, and they're like, "What? What are you doing?" So I'm kind of mentoring my manager into the conference world, which is again amazing, and it talks again about how amazing the community is, and also a little bit about how amazing the team culture we have where I work.
Totally.
I was going to say, because this is not just about community, this is also about a manager accepting that they can also learn lots of stuff from people on their team and not just be above everything.
Yeah. I think the benefit too of going to conferences, even as a attendee rather than a speaker, and bringing back that knowledge, right? Like some managers are very much against sending their people to conferences because they don't want to lose them. But actually the opposite is so much better, because all of the knowledge and the connections, like you mentioned, that you'll gain from going to those things.
Yeah. Just to think about it, I asked Stepan on a problem that I had at work, and together we worked out something pretty damn cool. So I met him at Stockholm Data Saturday, and there's so many other connections that you make, and so many cool things that are happening. And there's opportunities for collaboration between companies and between people. I'm doing a joint session on Data Minds Connect in October, which is going to be together with Marta.
Nice.
And Emilia, who also had her debut at New Stars Data. So it's all coming together, and it's absolutely amazing.
I love that. By the way, if you want to learn more about Emilia, she will be here with us in 3 weeks. Just saying, just putting that out there. And now I did it again. I told people about something happening on a very specific episode.
Yeah, this has never got us into trouble before, though.
No, why would it?
We've already spoken to Marta, so we can at least say that.
Exactly. Marta in the cabin in the woods. I will not forget that episode.
And skiing,
yeah, endurance skiing, not just any skiing.
I was going to say that was just a quick trip. It's not
nothing major.
I cannot ski, but don't tell it to my kids. I'm like the mom that will be on the side and cheer and be like, "You gotta lean forward, you gotta do that." And in reality, I have no idea how to ski. But they don't know it yet. So
okay, so you can ski. That kind of leads us to our next question. What is your favorite non-data thing? And I'm just assuming here the answer is not going to be skiing, but I'll totally accept it, and I will only look slightly confused.
it's not skiing.
I knew it.
It's yeah, it's I've been doing a lot of stuff, but if you think about it, it all comes down to something. For instance, I've been really into gardening. We moved like a year ago and started having a garden, and I found myself spending way too much time on automating it.
Oh,
So my vision is to have this garden that is amazing and has all sorts of rare stuff and rare plants, which is very hard to do in Norway, but kind of takes care of itself. So I'm really into watering systems and everything that will basically make it that it runs smooth.
Can
I
I
love
rephrase
this.
that? So you're into gardening without the actual gardening part. So you're kind of
Okay,
into
Like
okay.
having a nice
automated
garden.
So
gardening.
in reality, I'm really into coding,
Right. Okay.
but
So
I'm
you took the
putting it
non-data thing and went back to data. That's what you're saying.
I'm putting it into automating my house and my garden and everything around me.
So I just recently announced that my new hobby was going to be gardening, which my wife is like, "Yeah, this will last a week." But now I think I can take it to gardening with automation. This will be even better.
Oh,
So
it
far,
could
I've
be
just dug a hole
amazing.
in the garden.
I
Could
was
be
going to say
amazing.
this is risky what you're doing here because again, we're recording this episode like 3 weeks before it's being broadcasted. It
Yeah,
may
by
not
then.
be something you're into
Yeah,
by that point anymore. We may have to re-record. Then again, last week we had Lisa join us, who is automating her Python using Python. I mean,
that's right. The
now we're
Python, Python.
automating a garden.
Yeah,
What is
this is
happening?
great. So do you have like all kinds of sensors that will detect like how moist the ground is and then water it if it's not wet enough?
Yep. And I have
Oh,
computers everywhere and I have
mm,
different zones and I have schedules and I'm working on automating it because I'm going on vacation this summer. So I hope everything will
yeah.
survive and thrive and I'll come back to a luxurious garden.
Will it take into consideration like the weather too? Like, oh, it's going to rain today, so don't use my water.
See, now I have to put that in. Thank you.
You're
That's a
welcome.
good one.
Money saving idea. You're welcome.
Another thing that I'm doing is I play Pokemon Go.
Awesome.
So I don't know how many of us are left out there, but yeah. So my 7 year old, he came back from school and was like, "Hey, can I play Pokemon Go?" Because he found out from his friends,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Well, as a matter of fact, I actually have an account. I made it like 7 years ago when I was on maternity leave with him." So again, something that's coming full circle.
I was going to say
So
full circle.
so I had to like reinstall the app and found my old account, and he was totally impressed. He actually asked me like, "Mom, were you like the best Pokemon trainer of all times?" So
You're
of
like,
course
yes.
I just rolled with it, and I was like, "Yeah." So he's
Just
like,
like the
"Oh, you
skiing.
have all the cool Pokemons and everything." So now we're playing Pokemon Go together.
Oh, that's awesome. I
after
love
you
that.
know after I made that account when he was a baby. Now we're playing it together, which is
That's cool.
Now it all makes sense because I was checking out your blog earlier, and that's kind of the first thing that stood out to me. You can find me here, and you can find me there. All the things that you kind of expecting, or you can find me in Pokemon Go. I was like, okay, what's next? Her ICQ number? I don't know, but
You'd be surprised how many people actually play Pokemon Go. I was at Stockholm Data Saturday and I just, I was curious, is there a Pokemon stop here? And someone saw me and people gathered around us and they all wanted to be friends. And data community turned into, putting our data somewhere else. It was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can always count on finding nerds at data events, so this goes perfectly together.
Yeah, so
yeah.
I got home with really, really cool Pokemons from Stockholm Data Saturday. Let's see what else I'm going to collect. My son was impressed.
So when you say you're going to go to these places to speak and to use the community and gain all this knowledge, you're actually going to catch Pokemon.
I'm there for the Pokemons too.
Okay, great.
I'm very
I mean,
glad
there
you
could be
added
more
that
than one.
small two in the end, so it's not
Yeah.
just for that.
Yeah. This is the way to get your company to send you to conferences for you to get rare Pokemon, but there has to be like a business reason, right? So
Definitely. We can trade knowledge, we can trade data, we can trade Pokemons.
I like
It
it.
all goes.
I feel like you're going to have a session. Like, well, first of all, I need you to do a session on automating your garden because I'm very interested in that. But then you also need a session that takes in like Pokemon Go and does something cool with them.
Oh, that would be really cool. Okay, stay tuned. Coming.
Great. So, well, the time has flown by, but we have one final question before we let you go. As you may know, we have been traveling around, kidnapping. People have been jumping in our vans,
I
and
was
we've
going to
been
say,
hanging out.
is before we let you go actually the right term?
I mean, technically, right? She hasn't got in the van yet, so
We got
before we
cookies.
let you go and just show you this way. What is your favorite food, or can be from where you are or where you're from? Anything. What should we be eating?
Oh man, this is a hard one. I'm a foodie.
Yes.
Really, really hard to pick something. No, whenever I miss food from home, my partner actually cooks food that I grew up with, which is
Okay.
so nice. I cannot cook all those intricate dishes, but he has actually spent time with my mother, who does not speak English, and learned the recipes and filmed the recipes and everything. So, he definitely makes some really good chorba and all those dishes. Other than that, um, I really, really enjoy the Norwegian dish of pinnekjøtt, uh, which is um, which is lamb that you have pretty much done everything with, which is dry it and smoke it and salt it and everything you could ever imagine, and then you rehydrate it and put it in the oven and eat it. It's delicious.
Amazing. I've never been to Norway before, but I will be at Oslo in September, so I look forward to trying that.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Cool. Awesome.
I guess that puts us to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. This was fun.
Thanks for having me, and I guess I'll see you guys in Oslo.
I
See
will
you
not
there.
be in Oslo, but I will be in Belgium,
Oh,
so I get to see you there.
Okay, see you in
Well,
Belgium then.
Oslo is right the week before SQL conference and stuff, so lots of things going on the second half of the year. Given that
for
I still
sure.
wanted to take it a bit slower this year, but that did not work out too well from the second half. But anyways, I'm very much looking forward to it. We just had Data Saturday Rhineland a couple of weeks ago, which was nice. So it is nice to get back out there and meet people
For sure.
in person again. So again, thanks, Ioana. Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
we see you all
Thank
next week.
you.
Bye.
Bye, folks.